Blog Talk Radio.
Power in the people. Power in the people. Power in the people. Power in the people. We gon' fight, we gon' shout for our rights without a doubt. We gon' love, we gon' sing. We gon' rise and do our thing. We gon' stand and join hands, united as one. We're in demand. Hear our voice, young and old. Fight the lies, let the truth be told. Power in the people. Power in the people.
Yo, you there, man?
I'm here.
All right. Whew. Technical difficulties, but we made it. We're up. It's a good thing. So how you doing today, man?
Good. How are you?
Man, I'm doing well, man. It's going to be another beautiful day. Raw is out, the sun is out, and it's good. It's good. I went to go see Ted 2 yesterday.
Why?
Have you seen it? Did you say
No,
why?
I just asked you why you went to see that. Yeah.
I know. I totally agree. Because I had nothing else to do and see.
All right.
And actually, it was pretty funny in my opinion. Have you seen Ted or Ted 2 yet?
Yeah, I saw the first one.
Yeah, you saw the first one? Okay. What did you think?
It was okay. I wasn't that impressed.
Well, when I went to go see Ted 2, because I was bored, I didn't expect for me to see or hear certain things that, well, you know, what's his name? The creator?
Seth MacFarlane.
Yeah. I mean, look, he goes there. Don't get me wrong, he goes there, but I didn't think he was going to go there with the N-word, which is our topic today. And it kind of threw me off. I mean, I'm not going to be spoiling it. I mean, it's the film's already out, but I was just quite shocked in the manner that it was used. It didn't seem like it was necessary. Like, I was like, why is he putting this word in there? It just doesn't make any sense in the context. Like, I felt like there was nothing that had to do with quote unquote black people, especially the N-word that could have been used. It was just like he kind of put that in there, and I was like, why are you putting that in there? That it's not relative to the main characters. So I thought that was very interesting and very crude, obviously, but
right.
Which the N-word is.
You think they just put it in there for a laugh or for shock value? I mean, there had to be some purpose for it.
Yeah, I mean, all the above. I mean, shock value, you said shock value, and what was the other one?
For laughs.
And laughs. Yeah, shock value and laughs. I mean, it just wasn't funny. Like, there was one scene where they were in, I guess Ted the bear worked in a convenience store or supermarket of some sort along with his wife, and a black woman was also a cashier or register. Or what they call them registers, right? Or cashiers. And there was a couple who was having a baby, and they happened to be white. And the black woman says, "Oh, if you're gonna have a baby," he's speaking to Ted and his wife. "Look at that couple over there." I'm paraphrasing. "Look at that couple over there. They're white ends, basically, is what he said, and they're having a baby." I'm like, what? Basically, call them, W. Iggers, but he said white N-word.
Right.
And then she's going in, "Oh yeah, well, this is the this is she," and then she calls herself the N-word, and then I was just like, that scene didn't need to be set up. It's just like, why?
Yeah, why would a character why would a character who is, African American, black, why would that character call themselves?
I'm sorry, Reg, can you say that again? I had you on mute.
Nope, sure can't. Sorry. I'm saying, why would a character who is African American / black, why do people feel that that's something that they need to put into their creativity so that the rest of us can experience it? I mean, it's something that goes on every day in real life. It's not a cool word. It's not a word I want to be called. As a matter of fact, if I am called that, there's going to be some kind of consequences for the person who called me that. And here we have like this mass media of just putting it out there like, oh, it's okay to call, it's like, all right, if you want to call black people or white people or whoever the N-word, then why don't we just come out with all these expletives? Why don't we just come out with calling everybody, every ethnic slur under the book? I mean, the whole point of it is that it is an ethnic slur, and no one's taking it seriously like that. Oh, we're taking the word back. Nobody's taking anything back. Whoever created it, they still got it.
Very valid point. Very valid point. Which actually is going to segue into, if you don't mind, I'm going to read off. Let's see. Well, let's read a word called Negus. Okay, we're going to read a word called Negus. Now, from my understanding, it gets a little blurry. Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, since we're on the radio, why don't you spell it? Because that sounds exactly like the other word.
That is exactly correct. Thanks, Reg. Negus is spelled Negus. That's Negus. All right. Let's go into the definition. But with this particular word, supposedly this is where Negus, or the N-word, originated from to what we know as the N-word today. So let's see what Wikipedia says in terms of the definition of Negus. And then I'll go ahead and read a great blog kind of about the history a little bit about Negus. And okay, well, let's see what Wikipedia says.
Well, okay. Sorry to interrupt
again,
but 2 points. First of all, just anyone listening, yes, we do realize that Wikipedia isn't the end-all, be-all. This is just to hopefully go out there and find, if you find it more accurate, or if you find a more accurate definition or something better, you should definitely comment on our spot once it's up on YouTube to let us know if it's incorrect. But this is just like a starting point for the conversation. Second of all, I think that the African language is so beautiful, and that when, our people were shipped over here, that the crude language that was here, they didn't exactly understand what the Africans were saying. And I think the word is sort of like, I think it's Negus. I mean, it looks like one word, and that's the way it could be pronounced, but I think that it's Negus. Okay, that's it. Go ahead, Nimor. Sorry.
Okay, well said, bro. Well said. All right. Okay, Negus or Negus. Negus. It's an Aramaic word, which I believe is Semitic or Shemitic, is a royal title in the Ethiopian Semitic languages. It denotes a monarch, such as the Bahri, Bahri, Negus of the Medri Bahri in pre-1890 Eritrea, Eritrea, and the Negus in pre-1974 Ethiopia. The title has subsequently been used to translate the words, quote, king or end quote, or quote, emperor, end quote, in biblical and literature. So that's basically the definition of it. And in short, it means to reign. So that's it. Do you have any comment on that, or do you want me to go ahead and read this blog?
No, go ahead, bro. Read the blog, man.
All right. Let's see. All right, this is the build 720. We're about 15 minutes into the show. Calling number 516-666-9835. That's 516-666-9835. Once again, this is the blog, the build 720. All right, okay. This wonderful piece was written by Kamal Al-Adil. That's K-A, first name is K-A-M-A-L, last name is Al-A-L-A-L-A-D-I-L. If you Google him, I mean, it's a pretty long link to this blog, but his looks like his WordPress page is Kamal Al-Adil, KAMALALADIL.wordpress.com. So if you go there, you could check it out. And he has a whole bunch of stuff on there. Real good dude. So let's see here. Okay. Negus, Negaste, the N-word, I'll just say it, niggers, and nigga. Okay, so that's the title of his piece, of his blog. All right. And if we happen to get cut off, I'll go ahead and continue in our next show, because we're going to actually have a part 1 and part 2. All right. A unique derivative of an ancient title, Negus, noun, is, quote, king, end quote, a term originated from Abyssinia, a king used as a title of the sovereign of Ethiopia. This term is originated by its native Ethiopian Amharic language. Since the creation of the title, Negus has been used to identify but defined differently to physiologically change the minds of captive Africans to rethink of themselves as someone less than whom they are. Many Western names like Negus originate from religious texts like the Bible, the Bhagavad Gita, the Quran, and so on. Often these names relate to a religious expression such as worthy of praise. And those are in quotes. Many Western names like Negus originate from religious texts like the Bible, For some reason, he keeps reiterating this, but anyway, I'm just trying to read this word from word. Sorry, folks. The Quran and so on. Okay, or maybe I'm reading it twice. Sorry about that. Anyway, let me go to the next sentence. Negus, Nagaste, King of Kings prayer. A prayer of the Negus, Nagaste, i.e., King of Kings. Quote, may the Lord of heaven make strong my kingdom, and as he has the day conquered for me, my enemy may he conquer for me, wheresoever I go. I will rule the people with righteousness and justice and will not oppress them. I praise the law, not a law, like Allah, like the quote-unquote God, A-L-L-A-H, except whom there is none to be worshipped, who is the ruler of the world. He is an innocent and pure, free from all blemishes, defects, flaws, or shortcomings. He gives refuge and sustains all. I do admit that Isa, Jesus, peace be upon him, son of Mary, was the soul from Allah and his word, order. He was infused to Maryam, who was clean and proof against evil. Kebra Nagaste, Kebra-Nagaste, or the Book of the Glory of the Kings of Ethiopia, has been in existence for at least 1,000 years and contains the true history of the origin of the Solomonic line of the kings in Ethiopia. It is regarded as the ultimate authority on the history of the conversion of the Ethiopians from the worship of the sun, moon, and stars to that of the Lord God of Israel. Nigger, end quote, quote, Nigga, end quote, a term formed after slavery for the African American by the New World original colonists, were the title Nigger given to the enslaved through the African diaspora, mainly of kings and queens, and the tribes associated with royal ownership and prestige. I guess that was a question. Yeah, it looks like it was a question. Also, did African Americans conveniently, intelligently reword the title, quote, Nigger, end quote, to, quote, Nigga, end quote, to give it a less provoking sense of meaning for encouragement? Never, never, capital Ignorant, ignorant, G, or capital G, Etting, getting, and capital Goals, and, oh, he goes one more, and A, capital A, accomplished, ACCOMPLISHED, and if you go and read this article, you can see that he capitalized Nigga, and these are basically the acronyms in his meaning. So, never, ignorant, getting, goals, accomplished, Nigga, was created by the late Tupac Shakur to stimulate a change in meaning from the, quote, Nigger, end quote, original recreated term and title. I do not approve of redefining ignorant word. The practical sense of slavery. The use of slavery was acts of capture, seize, and control. Typically when an army goes out to take capture of someone, they capture the person in charge to control the social society of a particular land and system. When a person captures someone, they typically want to capture the persons in charge of king or queen so it can show the rest of the village that they sense of power, or maybe their sense of power. I'm not too sure. Anyway, let's continue. Sense of power and leadership is gone, and now you're left to fend for yourself. The thought-provoking sense and duty behind slavery is to control. Does that mean capturing the king and queens of the land or chiefs and placing them into captivity so their tribal association can fall victim to poverty and non-sufficient leadership? Without the presence of a dominant figure to administer the tribes and land to structure, that means people will fall victim to outside control and rulership. Nigger is now discreetly said and used in reference to describe any and all persons of African descent, regardless of social status, income, or religion. It is also used to define an active as time manifests from the ancient origin. The word has been reworded and translated in a derogatory and inappropriate use against Africans, chosen through the diaspora of the slave trade. And once again, that's by Kamal al-Adil. And I don't know, man, I think I might want to try to have this brother on the show, if I can get him, just to kind of have him elaborate on why he chose, to do this particular blog. So anyway, that is the actually we got 6 minutes. I thought we weren't going to have enough time to kind of get it in, but so what do you think, man? Once again, we got about 5 minutes and 50 seconds left, so we might be able to wrap up the show. Maybe not if this continues. But anyway, man, once again, apologize people for the horrendous reading, but I try my best. Anyway, man, so you want to go ahead and give your opinion, brother?
What am I giving my opinion about specifically? Because I have lots of opinions. So you want to point me in a specific direction, or you want me commenting on your reading? You want me commenting on what you read? You want me commenting on the N word? You want me what?
All right. Well, maybe let's go from the word Negus, and just in terms of your opinion, do you think people are just making stuff up, saying, "Oh, well, this is where we think where the word originally came from, and now we have this word, this Nigger." Do you think people are just making up stuff in terms of where it originally came to now? Because oftentimes, people say, "Oh, y'all black people, you guys don't have any history. We just believe whatever's said today, and that's how it is." I mean, do you think it's possible that where this word originally came from is Negus to what it is now? So I guess let's start from there.
Sure. Why not? Doesn't really matter, though, where the word came from. I mean, for us, the people who this particular word is, thrown at and talked about, and obviously we're all grouped together in this one thing, obviously that in itself should tell people, this is not a word that we came up with, not the one that's used as a derogatory or ethnic slur. This is not something that we're like, oh, yeah, yay, let's do that. So I understand creative people. I understand people who are in power, who can get their message out to the masses that they want to try to change the word or they want to take the word back. But, realistically, I think we should be looking at this from a different vantage point. This is a thing that, this generation, the next generation, every generation is going to be called this. Every generation is going to be grouped into it no matter what, because the word exists, because the word is proliferated throughout media, and somehow the word is okay for people to use, people of color, people not of color. Everyone just feels very comfortable to use that word. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, again, I say, don't call don't call me that, okay? I would prefer not to be called that. So just think that on a consciousness level of every single black, non-black person, if they were called that, even by people they know, just say, you know what, I just prefer not to be called that. Why don't you just call me by my birth name? You can call me that anytime. Because if you want to get rid of something, stop using it. That's how you get rid of something.
We're 2 minutes left into the show. This is the Build 720. Very good point. Very excellent point. Yeah, we definitely need to just not use the word. Obviously, I agree with you as well. And then we'll get rid of it. What's funny to me is when we have these so-called conscious, people, brothers and sisters out there that, oh yeah, I'm conscious, and they're throwing the word around. Like it's just, even if you're like, okay, well, we got 90 seconds into the call. Even if you're like, well, all right, this is how I see this person as ignorant, so I'm going to use the N word to call them that. If you're so-called conscious or you have an awareness about your culture, I just question, why do you even use the word? It makes no sense to me, because whenever somebody starts throwing out that word, instead of saying, what's up, brother, what's up, sister, or whatever, or even if that person said MFer, which is another terminology that I'm not down with, and that's a whole nother thing, too, that derives from the European paradigm and context. Anyway, but even if they were going to be mad at somebody, it's still using these definitions that are outside of what should be in our own paradigm. So that's my 2 cents in it. We got about 10 more seconds, bro. Is there anything you want to say, or do you want to go on to another show? Part 2.
We'll go ahead to the show. I just hope that, people listening, people who read about it, just seeing it a little more seriously, and to, take responsibility. You want to take responsibility for it, then have people just not use it. That's what I say.
I agree. All right, we're going to go to part 2. This is the Bill 720, and we're out. Peace.